Alrighty, Chef Buck here, and today we're going to make some delicious caramel oatmeal squares. These things are highly addictive, not for the faint of heart. If you've got an addictive personality, just steer clear. We're going to start with a saucepan on medium heat. We're making our caramel sauce. So we're going to throw butter in there, a little bit of brown sugar, some salt, and some water. And then we're going to slowly bring this to a boil. You're going to leave it on medium heat. So this is a slow process. It isn't going to take that long, but altogether it might take you 10 minutes. You're going to have time to dance, practice your dance moves, or so-called dance moves. As you slowly stir this, and you want to stir it constantly, it'll come to a boil. And then once it comes to a boil, you want to let it boil for 5 minutes, and then stir it the whole time. If you ignore it, it'll be a disaster, but otherwise this is a very easy caramel recipe. So just keep stirring it. After 5 minutes, get it off the heat. And while it's still hot, we're going to throw a little bit of vanilla extract in there, and it's going to boil and bubble there. It's going to come up like a failed science experiment, like it's going to explode, but ignore that. And then we're going to add some evaporated milk, just 3/4 of a cup. Then stir this in. It's going to turn into this rich, smooth, caramelly goodness, kind of thin, but that's okay. We're going to leave it alone. We're going to set it aside and let it cool down and thicken and get to the other part of this recipe. You're going to grease up a 9 by 13 pan. We're just using the butter that we're going to use in this recipe here. So just go ahead and grease your pan up there. And then we're in a mixing bowl. We're going to combine all our dry ingredients. A little bit of dry oats, some oatmeal, some all-purpose flour, a little bit of baking soda and some salt, and then your brown sugar. And then go ahead and mix these ingredients up. And then we're going to add in our butter. And it's a lot of butter. Between the caramel sauce and this here, it's a lot of butter. But that's the price you pay for tasting good. And a little more vanilla extract too, because you can't have too much vanilla extract. But in this case, it's not too much. So go ahead and get that all mixed up. And it's going to be this dry mix. It's not going to be overly wet. You just want to make sure that the butter and extract is suffused throughout there. And then we're going to take out 1 cup of this mixture, and we're going to reserve it for later to use as a topping. And whatever's left in the bowl, you're going to take that and put it in your greased pan and go ahead and spread that out. And we're going to smash it down with our hands, because this is going to be our crust. We're forming our crust for our oatmeal squares. You don't have to have it come up the sides or anything. Just all along the bottom, flat, smash it down, throw it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. And then it's going to come out all nice and golden brown, and we'll set that aside and let that cool down for 10 minutes. Your caramel is already cooling down. And now after 10 minutes, we'll go ahead and get to the fun part, which is the peanuts and chocolate. Just using 1 cup of chopped peanuts, and we're using dark chocolate. Camera girl, she likes the dark chocolate. Although sometimes we're able to do it with some butterscotch or some milk chocolate if she's feeling generous. But go ahead and spread this stuff out evenly so that all your oatmeal squares will have a little bit of peanut and chocolate. And then we're going to go ahead and bring our caramel sauce over. And at this point, we're going to add a little bit of all-purpose flour to that caramel sauce and stir it in. And even if you use a store-bought caramel sauce, which you shouldn't do because this is too damn easy to make and it's too delicious, be the inner Betty Crocker. Be the Betty Crocker that's inside you. Whatever I mean to say, just make your own caramel sauce. It's easy. Spread it over your chocolate and peanuts. Try to get it not along the edge, because it's going to flow there naturally. Spread it evenly, and then go ahead and put that topping that we reserved earlier, that crumble topping, spread that over the top, and then slide it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 25 minutes, and boom, when it's golden brown, it's done, it's finito. So go ahead and bring it out and leave it alone, let it cool down before you try to cut it. In fact, we made this at like 1 o'clock in the morning and didn't cut it till the next day. Cut it to whatever sizes you like, and it's like heroin. This is an addictive dessert. It's easy, it's delicious. Give it a try. Let us know what you think. Bon appetit. And that's it. Another dessert recipe. Man, we are on a roll. Literally, we're going to be rolling.